Greetings and salutations. What's up? It's been a long time. I know you ain't seen me for real. Maybe last night you must be praying. It was a little bit different on today. It is Sunday. Do me a favor before we get into the conversation. Make sure you share, call your cousin, call your auntie. Tell them Big Frank is on with the people, huh? It's not a game. It's not a test. It's a real thing, all right? So you got 3 minutes. As my boy Dante gets his fingertips where they're supposed to be. Did you share it?
Yeah.
All right, we there. Listen, do me a favor. Y'all know who I am. I'm Big Frank, Elder Frank, Big DJ Frank. Whatever we got to do, we do it. Do me a favor, starting from my far, make it make sense. Left. Introduce yourself. Tell them who you are and what you're doing.
How you doing? My name is Dante Richardson. I am running for 6th District County Legislator. Yeah.
My name is Sean Mapp. I'm running for 4th District County Legislator here in Niagara Falls.
Tanya Barone, running for a city council seat.
Vincent Cawley, running for Niagara Falls City Council.
Want to make you aware, look who's here, who's present. I'll talk about them a little bit better than they did for themselves. So Dante Richardson has come with a mission and a heart to bring advancement technology to the city of Niagara Falls. He has faced opposition from the current administration school system, and he made a decision that I shall and I will become a part of the politics to make sure that what needs to be done shall be done. Yeah. Now, Sean Mapp is an investor in the community. He does well. He lives here. He abides here, and realized that whoever is here right now ain't doing quite enough. So we got to do better. So he put his foot in the game. Tanya Barone has hit the podium at City Hall consistently, loving cats, dogs. But you realize that you are important and you matter. So she said, you know what? Let me get my foot in the game. Now, you know my boy Vincent Collins. I found out 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, he is my cousin. Mind your business. It's a family affair. But definitely, he has occupied the seat temporarily. He has beat the podium and has continued to voice his concerns about the way things operate here in the city of Niagara Falls, New York. Pay attention. I can be petty because I'm not running for nothing today. Look who ain't here. Enough said. Dante, we love you so very much. We know you got things to do. No shot to you. But the rest of them, you ain't seen them. You ain't heard from them. But we're talking today. It's a roundtable discussion. Feel free to write your comments and ask your questions. We're diving right on in. How y'all feeling? Great, right? That was a whole lot. That was a whole lot, wasn't it? I know.
That's just the beginning.
That's just the beginning. Right. All right, y'all. What made y'all want to run for office? What made y'all want to really get into these things called politics?
So the reason I wanted to run for office is when I first moved to Niagara Falls, I really wasn't thinking about government. I wasn't thinking about politics. But I started to see what was happening in Buffalo and what was happening in Niagara Falls, which was nothing. And I was living in Niagara Falls, but I'm traveling to Buffalo every day to be a part of that ecosystem and trying to figure out why our ecosystem is not matched towards Buffalo's when we have kind of the world footprint. So I started engaging. One of the first things I did when I came, first projects I worked in government was the Stanford computer science courses, AI. The rigorous process of how to get that to the school district, it was all political. Wow. Like they didn't really want me to get it in there. I ended up getting it in there. The mayor promised me he was going to introduce me to the superintendent. That never happened. And Dante Miles ended up kind of introducing me to the superintendent, and everything started rolling in. Honestly, ever since that, in that process on how I got involved in government and tried to do things for Niagara Falls, doing like public-private partnerships that I see in other cities and in other places, it just didn't work. And the reason why it didn't work was because they were complacent with having their power and the people living in their poverty. So I was like, for anything to work, you have to be able to do it from a government position in Niagara Falls. Right. And you actually got to remove the individuals that's keeping us stagnated. Because no businesses or nobody would want to come here if they got to face what I had to face. Right. Imagine billionaires having to come here and face what I had to face.
You're not going to do it. How about yourself, Sean?
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, like Dante, never really wanted to get into politics. Was not my focus at all. I've been here long enough to see that this was not moving forward as fast as I thought it was going to be, right? I came here investing, I moved my family here, and I wanted it to be a thriving community, all in all. But I figure, I'm looking around, I'm like, hey, Niagara Falls is not changing. Like, what is the problem? I went to City Hall for an incident that happened on my street. There was a shooting that took place, and I decided to go to City Hall and speak out against it. And after that speech, this guy approached me. He said, "Hey, listen, the game, it's much deeper than you think it is.
Yeah.
You need to look at the corruption from the top down."
Yeah.
And so then I started doing my research, my due diligence, and that's why I started meeting people like Tanya and Vincent, Dante Miles. And then I'm like, all right, let me call my legislator.
Yeah.
Let me figure out what is his plan. What are the anticipatory steps he's going to take to rectify this district, help bring investment here, to make it a salubrious environment for those that live in this district. And then, so I called him. He answered. He said he'll call me back. He never called me back. And that was one of the reasons that galvanized me to start running in the first place. The representation that we have in this community, there isn't.
Yeah.
Right? And right now, with Elder, maybe I shouldn't say his name, but with Elder,
valid,
he has not properly served his district. And you can see, he's used the 4th district, which is considered the minority district, as a stepping stone to further his political agenda and career. He tried to run for mayor, lost that, settled for the 4th district. Then he tried to run for assembly simultaneously to serve in the 4th district. He failed at that, settled again for the 4th. Now there's word out there he's trying to run for mayor again. So his focus has never been this district, which is a major problem for me. And it should be for everybody else that live in the 4th district. Not even just the 4th district, but for Niagara Falls, period.
Yeah.
We can't select people, put them in government to serve us, but then we end up serving them. That is a problem.
Right.
So that's what inspired me to run. This is why I'm here now.
Gotcha. Tanya?
Mine is a little similar. I started by going to City Hall for a problem, like most people do. And then it just kind of spiraled into opening a can of worms once I started looking at the agendas and paying attention to how the council was voting, and then how predictable they became. I could literally place bets on how the votes were going to go. And then I started looking into some of the agenda items and doing a little bit of research, and then working with some of the council and some of the residents, kind of teaming up. And obviously with these guys, realizing that the due diligence was not being done. I feel like they're not taking the responsibility to people like they should have. They're supposed to be representing us. They're not. It seemed like Dante Miles was the only one up there. I have to say, be truthful. He was being attacked all the time. I was silenced. I was made to sit down by the police. If they don't like what you say, they send the police up to the podium. They shut your mic off. So I feel like it's an attack on the people. And really, I'm just there to be a voice, number one, for the people, work with the residents, do my due diligence, do what they're supposed to be doing. And I said, hey, I might take one of your seats, and here I am.
Just offense.
Yeah, so being born and raised here, family, I hear about all the heyday of Niagara Falls, East Fall Street, Pine Avenue was cooking, Main Street where you could walk up and down the street, on Sunday, all the little shops. I would hear all this stuff growing up, and didn't see any of this. I've only seen Niagara Falls go down, and then obviously with my, I've always studied politics, I always studied history, and I know that the positions in government are elected officials. That's where we have to get the right people in there to see the change. So I had the opportunity to serve on the council in 2023, got a chance to get behind the scenes, technically, as you would say, see the Wizard of Oz, see what's behind the curtain, and you realize that, man, first of all, you got to have a lot of hope, because it's up to us as a people to change it. It's up to us. There's no mystery of how we get out of this situation. So we are on the wrong track as a city. We're being led down the wrong path. And if we get the wrong people on city council this November, we're going to continue to fly down that wrong path of 2 more years of this tyranny. So that's why I got in.
So with that being my segue, all right, here we go. So how do we effectively clean up this city? How do we remove those individuals that you're talking about? What does it take? Who needs to go, and what needs to happen?
I honestly believe it just takes common sense. You can literally look and see who's part of the corruption. It starts at the top.
Absolutely.
Who's running this city, and why hasn't it flourished up until now? And then who are the candidates that are in support of that? And he's tied in. You can. It takes you open up your eyes and looking and saying, okay, blatantly, who's running with him? Who's taking photos with him?
Yeah.
Who is he supporting?
Who's not speaking up against him?
Right. Because there's been plenty of times he's done shenanigans, but
Yes.
nobody has said anything from that side.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah.
So if they're not saying anything now, what do you expect they're going to do when they're in office?
Right.
They're not going to say anything then.
They won't even speak to you anymore.
Right.
They don't even need to say anything to them because they don't have to speak to you.
Right. So
And that's
let's call a
thing.
spade a spade.
Yeah.
So we have the hockey situation,
Yeah.
Right.
the hockey rink. So I'll say this, and I don't mind. Check me if you want to. What happened was I was at City Hall for the conversation, the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
At the second one, I saw the three candidates who have been silent, present, but still ain't said nothing.
Right.
And I think that it speaks to them trying to get behind the cloud of a thing,
Right.
and they don't care about the people. For
No.
somebody asked made a statement. I think I can't read it that far away about the residents being treated like peasants.
Yeah.
I
That's exactly. And then I can expand on that.
Yeah. I think that we have to vote new seats for the council members because I truly believe, this is just our honest to God thought, that those individuals who will occupy those seats in the Democratic Party are the rubber stamps. And they will validate and confirm everything that this administration is doing and send us to a place that we may not be able to return from.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I see Summers saying that the residents of the city is not voting 100%.
Yes.
When we knock on doors and we talk to these individuals, they're tired.
Yeah.
They feel like there's nothing that's going to change. Nobody's bringing adequate solutions to the city. Nobody's properly representing the people.
Yeah.
Well, you finally have that.
Yeah.
You are at a precipice right now in Niagara Falls to actually make a change.
Exactly.
And these are not career politicians.
None
Never
of
wanted to get in this at all.
Yeah.
So, and these are the type of individuals the system is afraid of.
Yeah.
Because we're really fighting to make adequate change, real change to the city.
A lot of people don't, especially within the city of Niagara Falls, a lot of people don't understand. Like, I'm knocking on doors. They don't understand what the business of government is.
Yeah.
A lot of them like saying, like, I don't like getting into politics, which is cool. You don't like politics or the back and forth, he say, he say, on values and principles. But what about the business of government? Do you like your roads fixed?
Right.
Do you like new houses being built? Do you actually like jobs being in your community?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's the business of government. We elect officials to literally grow our money.
Yeah.
That is their job,
Right.
to grow your wealth. In any other country or any other nation or any other city, if you're not growing it and it's declining, they're kicking you out of office.
Exactly.
We just watched the whole country get flipped upside down, and I think it was Napo. They got flipped upside down by Gen Z because the parliament's kids was on social media living a super rich life while the actual citizens, which was almost 90% of them, was poor, couldn't even afford food.
Yeah.
They just flipped the whole country because they was doing bad business. In Niagara Falls, we continue to do bad business. If you look at what's just going on in Niagara Falls, the mayor is literally attacking an ice rink.
Yeah.
Out of all the things he should be worried about, Buffalo Eyes is decimated. Nothing is there.
Yeah.
We got 2 factories, so much space. We got brownfields, Pine Avenue. Businesses is closing, businesses burning down to the ground. Niagara Street, you can't even remember the last time Niagara Street Business Corridor opened a new business.
Yeah. Everything that is advantageous for the residents,
Yeah.
you could tell that the mayor and this administration has this proclivity on taking away from that.
Yes.
But then he would give to tourists. The focus has always been, and I'm not against tourism.
Yeah.
Me neither.
I think we need it.
Yeah.
But your bottom line should always be your constituent.
Absolutely.
We're voting you in. The tourists aren't voting you in. And that's a major problem with the city. And until we turn our focus back to the actual people, we're going to always have this imbalance in our government.
And we pay more money. We pay more money in taxes. They don't get that much money for tourism.
Yeah.
Our tax money actually is more important as residents
Absolutely.
to their bottom line than the actual tourism dollars.
So all that money goes.
We're getting taxed all year. You only got 6 months of tourism.
Yeah.
You only got 6 months of tourism
Which
revenue.
leads back into the hockey room situation where those shoulder seasons that he's always talking about filling, and by decimating the hockey season, you're taking the hotel rooms, the businesses.
Right.
You're supposed to be trying to bolster those sides of the season to get more business. And again, you mentioned the hockey rink, just to put some meat on that bone. Understand what's going on here. He's complaining about this company that said they were behind in their payments. But the administration's been around for 6 years now. I was on the council in 2023.
Yeah.
Never heard anything about
Never
it.
heard
What about the previous years? We never heard anything about it. Where did these numbers fall in the budget?
Right.
Let's get into talk about the operation of the business. So you got the operator. He's saying that they haven't been paid, but then they're saying this during COVID. The operator just wants to come to a table to sit down with the administration to do some negotiations.
Right.
No.
We are more concerned about outside sources that we don't vet than our own people.
Right.
Yeah.
Blue Cardinal, call a spade a spade.
Right.
All the property given, you ain't got no money.
Right.
Ain't no money.
Ain't no money. Matter of fact, you just sold houses for $1, $5,000 to somebody on the outside. Wait a minute, what about us? Now listen, I can afford a house for $1. Right? And my thing is that if you can make these arrangements for people on the outside,
Right.
you tell me you can't come inside here and make an arrangement
Yeah, but
for piss poor management?
Right.
yeah,
Doesn't make sense.
because a lot of government officials don't look at us as their employees and their customers and their investors. Like we're all three in one.
Yeah.
Our tax money pays their bills, pays their salaries. Our votes put them in office. We employ you.
Yeah.
We should be able to tell you what to do.
Absolutely.
And we're the customers that benefit from government services.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be the customers. We got elected officials that don't understand business.
Yeah.
That's why Niagara Falls is not thriving. That's why Niagara Falls don't create jobs. He's more worried about getting a new contract or new vendor in for Hyde Park and removing the current vendor than putting a new vendor in the old Save-A-Lot. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We have spaces that the city owns that needs vendors,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
he's not fulfilling them.
Yeah.
I just don't understand where his mind is when it comes to business, and you see that on all levels, and especially within the county. And
Yeah.
we'd go with the city council. Y'all should actually talk more about that, and then we'll probably talk about what we could do at the county level, because I don't think the people actually understand the power that we've given these people.
Yeah.
We give them the power to take away, and we give them the power to actually grow things, to bring new things. So when you're electing a person, just see exactly what their plan is to bring stuff.
Yeah.
Not to make you feel good, not because they're popular, because that's what's going on.
Yeah.
If the person's popular, you knew him your whole life, you vote for them, they get in office, they do nothing for you still.
Right.
Because they never knew what to do in the first
Beauty
place.
contest.
Yeah, they never knew what to do in the first place. And it's not their fault.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they're being coerced into running for office
Yeah.
by these political puppet masters
Yes.
who's like, yeah, we're going to get you in office. Then after that, you do this for us. We're going to get you a job working here.
Yeah.
And they always under their control. And right now, it's a lot of fear going on within the city of Niagara Falls
100%.
because you can't really speak out
Right.
because you're scared you're going to lose your job.
Retaliation, retribution. You know.
Exactly. You're scared you're going to
lose. The city, you should accept that.
Exactly.
Or even put a sign supporting someone in your front yard.
Yeah.
People are afraid to even say, I'm supporting you, but I
Right.
can't have a sign
Yeah.
in my front yard.
For sure.
They're really scared.
Yeah, this is America. This is not Cuba. This is
No,
America.
But you know what I realized, and
It's a
I,
real thing.
they can call spades, not call spades all the time. But this conversation is that because our administration runs straight to legal means when
Right.
dealing with people, period.
Yeah.
Right.
His first step is lawyer lawsuit.
Right.
And for people who don't have the capital for lawyer lawsuit, will lose every time.
Right.
So they rather just not even get involved or be a silent partner or not put a sign out. And it's like,
I mean, it's what happened to me. They tried to knock me off the ballot. They took me to court as soon as I won the ballot. As soon as I won the signatures, they took me to court, tried to get me pushed off the ballot. They didn't even have a valid claim. They just wanted to see if I was going to be able to be capable to get a lawyer.
Right.
Once I got the lawyer, we got all the way to court. They dropped the case.
Right.
Now, can I counter sue them? No, because they got the right to challenge my petitions. So we call that legal warfare. They commit legal warfare against anybody that try to go up against them. But you can't sue 2,000 people
Right.
who's currently just signed petitions to investigate the mayor.
Absolutely.
You can't sue them. You
Absolutely.
can't sue the city, the whole city, right?
Right.
We just got to keep fighting.
Yeah. And that fight is crucial. And one fight is, I guess we talk about voting in November, but I think the people need to be educated. Because as you guys hit the doors, you realize people really still don't know. People still don't even know about Centennial Park.
Right.
No.
Right.
People still don't even know about the data. They're not even aware of what's really going on right in their backyard, which is not abnormal.
Right.
Because culturally, we don't even rock out
Right.
in our own city in the backyard because we already don't feel welcome.
Right.
So for us, I think that you all coming to the table and being willing to bring a change, it is necessary. It is really almost a requirement because the people who are currently sitting where they're sitting has not produced
Right.
anything that's beneficial.
When you, as a city council person, when you start voting on resolutions and contracts where you haven't seen a contract, where you don't know what the terms are, you don't know what you're getting into, how do you vote for that? How can you say yes to that? And how do I was on the council voting for this stuff, and I would do my due diligence. I would ask questions of, well, where's the information? Is this all we get? A paragraph of propaganda and nonsense?
But these guys was never in leadership roles to where they actually had to see plans.
Yeah.
It has to be that way. Because there's no way a mayor is operating and doing all of these vendor contracts without an economic development plan sitting in front of them. Without going to reach actual goals. These are the type of companies we're looking for to bring here. These are the companies I'm bringing to the table. These are the contracts. Could we sign them? They're not operating the city. They don't have good business skills.
They don't have.
That's really what it is.
Not only that, and even when it comes down specifically to Main Street, I know individuals who are trying to acquire property on Main Street that nobody else has bid on.
Yeah.
Nobody else is even considering looking at, that they're giving so much red tape and restrictions to. How you would get somebody who want to pour into a spot? Yeah. And I think that is crazy. That is piss poor. That is wild. Now I called to inquire about a property, and the first person I talked to at Norlac was, all right, I'm backing out of this because there's a lot of mess going on. But here's the contacts. But the contacts are tied to administration. Anybody call me back at me?
Kevin Foreman.
That's right. So
who doesn't live here, right? So you have to contact a person about a property in your city to a guy who works for our city, but he lives in Elmwood. So how could he get back to you? He's in Elmwood. He's sipping craft brews.
Yeah.
He's in Allentown, right?
For me, it's like you got people who are willing to invest here, who are from here, who understand the culture of here and what it takes. Give them a chance or opportunity to do so. But then I go back to the statement I said earlier, because you'll give a company who has the illusion with no proof, all these projections and ideas with no validation, a chance. What about us? So right now, let's talk about MU. Supposed to come and be building dorms inside the Genesis building.
I got the inside scoop on that right there. NU has no money. NU's not putting no money up for that deal. And this is what I mean by economic development, and by we have to understand exactly who we're dealing with in government. Every year, the governor puts out something called consolidated funding applications that goes to the Regional Economic Development Council in Western New York. It sits in Buffalo. They fund different projects. These projects consist of housing, workforce development, entrepreneurship programs like 43 North, scientific programs like Empire AI that you see at UB. So every year, each community could put in an application to get funding to show this is going to be economic growth for the city. And it goes to ESD, and ESD funds it, which is Empire State Development. So they literally bought all of those buildings and all of those properties using our taxpayer money through Norlick, the city of Niagara Falls, as well as the Niagara County government as well.
Land bank, just in case
it's the land bank. That's what the Norlick. So they bought all of those properties because NU couldn't buy it themselves. And now they're working directly. Our government is working, putting together an application for NU. So our state government, ESD, can give NU the money for student housing. Instead of building affordable housing, right, for actual Niagara Falls City residents, they want to actually do student housing for a private university that operates out of the town of Lewiston, right? But is literally its own entity, right? Its own city, its own village, right? Instead of and build it directly on Main Street, using our city as, this could increase the economic growth and get funding directly from the state to build their dorms, where we could get funding to actually build houses for residents that's homeless here.
Yeah. I knew it was messy when they asked for an extension on the zoning request they made.
For sure.
Yeah.
So for those who's at R1, R2, push students out of DeVoe, we need more time. I knew something was up there.
Yeah, that's right now, because they're petitioning the government to actually get the funds from ESD.
Yeah.
So NU doesn't have to put no money up. If we're gonna do that, right? If you look at the population of NU and how many of those individuals live in Niagara Falls, it's a private entity. We could do that with SUNY.
Yeah.
At least SUNY got their own money.
Valid.
And at least SUNY is directly in our community offering classes and programs already. A lot of people from Niagara Falls go to SUNY. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people from Niagara Falls need housing that go to SUNY as well too. I know a few of them. Yeah. I know somebody that just left and had to go to Atlanta. He left his dad's house and went to Atlanta.
And you can't get their own dorm.
And they can't. And they have all of that space. They could build something in Lewiston. Right. The problem is, NU never had a successful off-campus project. They're not like UB. They're not like Canisius. They're not like these top institutions that have successful off-campus projects. Every off-campus project they had, they failed. And every off-campus project that they did consists of them getting grant money from the government by highlighting our poverty in their request for money. Oh, we're gonna help Niagara Falls. They're in poverty. But the student dorm thing is crazy because they don't even got the money to put it up themselves. They hoarding their own money. They didn't complete the church, right? And we just allowed they didn't complete the church. They Trek shut down. There's no entrepreneurship no more. They didn't complete the church. Every project they ever worked on failed. The only project they have that's successful, that's not even theirs, that they piggyback off of, is Love, Heart, and Soul.
Yeah.
But that's another, and that's up to our county legislators too, because when that deal was going through, the mayor had to work with the county legislators to actually get that push to get Norlick to come in and buy that stuff. So Elder, Chris McKinney, Chris Voggio, who's the 6th district legislator right now, probably skiing in Alaska because he haven't been doing anything but making YouTube videos. And then you got Chris Robbins, a person that I never seen a day in my life, ever. The ghost, right? So the county plays a significant part in developing our city, because they have a lot of money and they have a lot of willpower on how that money could be distributed through those 15 legislative districts.
Right. So actually, this question real quick.
Go ahead.
So as from the county's perspective, what plan of action would you have for both the 4th and the 6th district to help the economic things go forward? Like, what's your strategy?
So ESD currently has a specific set of guidelines for Western New York for certain type of things they want to invest in. Mm-hmm. Most of it's geared towards technology. Most of it's geared towards advanced manufacturing, clean energy, anything that has to do with AI. They will invest in that. ESD directly from the state. So as a county, my position in the county, because it's less residential in my area in the 6th district, it's more so the economic engine of Niagara Falls. It controls Pine Avenue, Niagara Street, as well as downtown Niagara Falls and Buffalo Ave. So my focus will be doing public-private partnerships with companies to move here in partnership with ESD and the county's economic development to create jobs. Because once we're able to create jobs, we bring in companies here to create jobs for families.
Explain what does ESD mean?
ESD means Empire State Development. That is the economic development arm for the state of New York. They fund everything. If you want to know the reason why Buffalo looks so great, it's ESD. Gotcha. Rochester's looking great, ESD. Gotcha. That's because they have functional government leaders that could put together plans to make things work. And another thing I want to do within the 6th district is I want to consolidate the 6th district It's 8 different zones in the 6th district. I want a community leader from each zone on a committee for the 6th district so they can tell me the needs of each of those zones.
Mhm.
So I don't have to guess.
Yeah, valid.
I don't have to guess what we need if we need a road fix. And then from that committee, we'll be able to control.
Don't give them too many ideas.
They can have a. It's about execution. It's about execution. They
They're
could
like copying, bro.
Yeah.
So, Sean, what's your ideas? Give us about 1 or 2.
Well, so do you know how much money the county procures every year?
No.
So it's about $500 million every year. Why haven't, at least for the 4th district, why haven't our representative got a piece of that invested into our community?
Well, one, you got to be at meetings.
Right.
You got to be there to talk.
And when you're there, you have to talk. So if you're not properly articulating yourself in a manner that can procure this asset to bring back and invest in our community, then of course we don't get anything. And you wonder why the people are frustrated because you haven't done anything for us. So we need to bring, and people talk about crime a lot in the community. There's a couple of problems. Crime will not be ameliorated if we do not bring jobs. You have to bring jobs to ameliorate crime. Because once you start doing that, you start adding to the family value, things of that nature. Then, people start taking pride in their neighborhood because they have money, they can buy the property now, things of that nature. And then it will unfold from there. But there has been no real investment into our community. Okay. So a lot of, also what I'm hearing too, is there's a major exodus we're facing in our community. Yeah. Our kids, if they're lucky, they go to college, but the problem is they never come back. Yeah. They never come back to invest into our community. And then the ones that aren't so lucky, the problem is a lot of them get subjugated to crime. So if we want to fix it, we got to bring investment. Give us a piece of that, which he should have been doing, getting a piece of that, absolutely, bringing it to our district and invest into the people. And when I mean investment, yes, bring back jobs, invest in the entrepreneurship programs, things of that nature. But why we don't have like a community hub, right, that can teach kids valuable lessons, whether that's in technology, whatever the case may be, invest in them. Give them the tools necessary to succeed in life, to invest back in the community. Yes. Give them something to thrive right here in this district. Because if you raise the 4th district, it automatically raises Niagara Falls around.
Absolutely. Because that's the most impoverished district.
I know that Tanya and Vince are more so running for a council seat, which is more so, I'm just worried, that incumbent, but it's the, what's the word?
En masse.
At large. So that you kind of cover everybody. What would be some, I'm going to just use the word resolution or things that you would try to get in alignment if voted in, and if you have the petition or the ability to write a resolution, what would be something that you try to re-engage and to try to push for the people?
Absolutely. I'll start with this one. And just give one and you can jump. So to get real specific, resolutions, for example, one of the issues, and to get real granular with this situation, is our STI, which stands for the short-term rental situation. Things can be good, but if they are executed poorly, if they are managed poorly, and if they are abused, it just destroys the whole idea. And that's what's going on with the STRs, for example, transitioning and jumping to another topic. You want STRs, you look at the home that was on John B. Daly and Buffalo Avenue. I remember coming into Niagara Falls so many times, and that house looked like Freddy Krueger, Jason, and Michael Myers was about to jump out of it and get you. Yeah. So that's been redone. I'm pretty sure that's an STR. I'm pretty sure that, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was an STR. And it's a good thing. But you don't want to destroy the fabric of neighborhoods. You still want to have some limit on how many STRs are in home, because you want the short term, but man, you want the stable. Sean was just talking about families keep staying together, being together. And so what that resolution would entail is, number one, limiting the number of STRs that could be on a block. Providing enforcement with teeth, because that's a whole other issue we got to talk about. Code enforcement and law enforcement for our businesses, such as Shorties. We can get into that, but a specific resolution. So we want to limit the number of businesses to some sort of percentage of the houses to keep that stock of long-term family housing. We want to make sure that it's enforced that when you have an STR, you have the proper designated number of parking spaces. Because I live in this area that's in the zone. I live on a one-way. If I gotta park or park somewhere way down the block from where I live at, okay, my age, I'm good. What if I'm 70, 80, 90 years old?
Right.
I'm parking way down the street. There's no parking for me. So that's real specific of what we can do to help this city release some pressure.
Gotcha. What about yourself, Tanya? Do some things?
I'm not going to get real specific because I don't want to give
Sure.
my plan away.
Yeah.
But there are some things that I've seen in the city charter that needs to be changed.
Mhm.
And let me just say, number one, we can't be puppets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real.
Valid.
That's gonna make all the difference in the world as long as someone's not pulling our strings and able to pull strings.
Absolutely.
As long as we stay real to ourselves and to the people, we don't change for anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We're not puppets, by the way. I'm
We're
sorry.
not
Yeah,
puppets.
yeah.
Not
We're
puppets.
Not
independent
puppets.
thinkers.
Nobody can tell us
We're
what
all
to do.
independent.
They try. They try.
It's not going down.
There is no interest in making this a career, lifelong career.
Yeah.
Okay? It's one and done. Everyone speaks of what is your plan? What is your plan? What was everybody else's plan?
No.
Probably the same thing that everyone's going to say. Okay? If there was a real plan, it would have been implemented by
Right.
now.
Thanks.
Okay.
100%.
I'm just keeping
Yeah.
it real. But number one in the charter, I'd like to change the fact that the council has the right to investigate every department except for the mayor.
Yeah.
Who
That doesn't
made
make
that
sense.
up?
Right.
Right.
That's number one.
Valid.
Number one. Day one, change. Now, we need to listen to the people. We used to have 5 minutes. We only have 3 now.
Mhm.
And I understand it can make a long night, but we have 2 meetings a month.
Mhm.
People want to be heard. That is our job.
Yeah.
Okay? So give the people the voice, but not only just hear them, take some action.
Let me ask you this question. I think those are great points.
Quick question.
Yeah.
If your own internal legislation, real fast, people, if your legislative body cannot investigate or launch an investigation on the executive branch, you are in a monarchy.
Yeah. No.
That's
Right.
you have a king.
That should be
That's all I
alarming.
want.
That should be alarming to anyone that reads that charter and sees that in there.
You're in a monarchy.
Valid.
Okay?
So inside the chat, there's quite a bit of conversation regarding both tourism, industry, finances. What is your thoughts and your opinions on how do we balance that thing called both tourism, which kind of hit on it earlier, tourism and industry and business, and making sure that we can balance that out? I don't know how to answer that necessarily.
So they balance them both out. And when it comes to tourism, it's a reason why Dubai is one of the number one locations for tourism. That's because most people that spend money in Dubai is in Dubai for business. Dubai is one of the financial capitals of the world. It's probably the financial capital of the Middle East. And even when you look at Las Vegas, people go there to tour to Las Vegas. But Las Vegas is just not built off of tourism. Las Vegas has a large technology industry, and Las Vegas is Wall Street for sports betting. Sports betting have received more money. Sports wagering have received more money than the stock market for how individuals invest. Just last year, they beat everybody.
Why Las Vegas got a new football team?
Exactly. In Las Vegas is another financial capital of the world too. When you're setting up private trusts, people like to bring up Orlando. You can't survive in a city with just off of tourism. It doesn't work because it creates a small upper class that owns the tourism market, and then it creates a larger lower class that works in the tourism market. You get hospitality workers. You get tour guides, people that really make minimum wage. So what ends up happening, you start looking like impoverished Caribbean islands that only care about tourism.
Yeah.
The government is good, the people who own the resorts is good. But when you go to the Caribbean island, they tell you you might not want to leave off that resort. And that's exactly what they say in the state park when you deal with Niagara Falls. You don't want to leave the state park. Right. We are off the resort.
Right.
We have a business incubator for Niagara Falls.
Right.
Yeah, and we don't.
But y'all want to talk about bringing a hockey arena
here. Exactly. So what ends up happening in a place,
close the one we already got.
Exactly. And what ends up happening in places like Niagara Falls when you create business, when you actually create industries here. It's only 3 industries that's dominating the world: healthcare, technology, and finance. If you don't got any of those sectors, your city is dying. Your city is dying. So when you bring those type of sectors into your city, what ends up happening, it increases the wealth gap between the people that's low class and the people that's high class. Because no matter what, people still have to work and live in this community. If a finance company here, if a technology company here, you still have to work and live here. And when you work and live and you get those high income paying checks coming into you, you go eat at restaurants. You go to the gas station a little bit more. You take your family out a little bit more. And then that attracts more tourism because people start seeing money being spent like, yo, that's a good market. Yeah. They actually have money there. Let me put an amusement park there. Let me build a new water park. Let me put a new arcade there for VR. You start getting more attractions when the residents have more money. That's why Dubai has all the attractions. Everybody wants to set up in Dubai. If they had a choice, Niagara Falls or Dubai, where would you want to put your tourist company? You're going to say Dubai. That's because the money's there. So we should be thinking about how we actually bring industry here to make our household incomes higher. Yes. So more tourist business could come here. And then even more tourists will want to come here and live here. Because it makes the city friendly.
And like tight on that, the simple way to do that, how do we do that? It's this is the plan, but you just have to unleash the creativity of the people in the city. You can't have an administration that's bearing down if you're trying to just get a permit, if you're trying to just open a business, if you're trying to operate properly. The good guys are punished and the bad guys are allowed to
operate.
Let's call it spade a spade. I'm not calling it. Because the hell and high water that CJ Cox has to do.
Come on with it.
Yeah.
In the beginning, just trying to open up a spot, and because somebody felt some type of way, sent off them to try to shut it down with no valid reason.
Yes.
Who wants to do business in that kind of setting?
Nobody.
And now can I call it Cox? I'm calling it now it's a hit out. Yeah. And I say a hit out because now this business who was working through it, who overcame one hurdle, is now navigating additional hurdles that's being set by administration.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, he's over it. Mm-hmm. He's the leadership of it. And I think that when you have these kind of challenges, nobody truly wants to invest here. Then you get businesses working backdoor deals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly. And then you're like, why didn't you come to the legal meetings? Because you make it difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You made it hard.
Yeah.
I got clientele. I can pay my taxes. But coming the right way, the way that y'all got the structure, you're making it very hard for me. I mean, and the way that you have help set up, I can't even apply for what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And it's not help. It's just actually money sitting there so they can hold it.
And they can hold. Okay. I'm sorry.
So they have a strategy at City Hall. And you can say this is good finances, but it's not good business because they don't know what to do with the money. Their strategy is to hold all of the money in accounts and let it accrue interest and then spend it elsewhere. So no matter what it is, they're holding it. The grant money that they have of businesses down there is being holding in an account, accruing interest.
For Muhammad,
the AR, yeah.
No, I'm not. Now watch it. I don't say that to be. Watch it. I don't say that to be derogatory to our culture. Okay. But there's legit one individual who can open up. If you open up one more chain restaurant and get another check,
come on.
Another check, and the quality of the restaurant is A&W ain't up to par, Moulton up to par, Church Chicken up to par. But you keep getting checks and you keep getting smiles from the same man.
Yeah.
Got a problem.
Yeah.
Now, can I be frank? Once you
campaign
identify
the structure,
Once you identify the method to get there, you repeat that over and over. So it doesn't matter how much quality the restaurant. Are we good? Because come next year, I'm bringing what next? Here come Bojangles. Oh, what's coming next? Well, here come a New Jersey. But what happens is I now know what the brand is. Yeah. I already know what the access point is. I'm gonna keep getting smiles, but then I ask questions for those who are literally trying to develop business with no incubator, nobody to guide them. They're literally winging it, trying to figure it out, but ain't nothing set up for them.
What's interesting about that is that's not the Ralph C. Wilson Foundation's goal. And I know them personally. I know the head that runs Entrepreneur Ecosystem Development, who is kind of over in charge of giving ESD, City of Buffalo, City of Niagara Falls the money. That money that the mayor got came from a philanthropy foundation, which is Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Foundation. Wow. So in their head, they want more accelerator programs. They running them in Buffalo. Here, it's so hard to do business that they had just dumped the money off. Like, yo, here, man, y'all figure it out. Because how can we figure it out if the people's not woke enough to even care about what we got to offer, and they voted this guy in?
Right.
That's what we get it right now. You voted these people in. Yeah. You must be stupid.
Right.
So why should we deal with you?
Right.
Yeah. That's what we're getting from outsiders looking into Niagara Falls.
I had a meeting here just a few days ago, and she says that people we got money allotted for Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
But when we get here, there's so much rhetoric and foolishness, and ain't nobody really trying to do nothing.
Right.
Ain't nowhere to put it.
Right.
It's like, we out of here. And I think that, so there was a time frame where I had beef with Buffalo, called spade a spade. I was like, how y'all getting this money and Niagara Falls being left out? But I realized that the administration, how things operate here, doesn't provide space.
Right.
They don't.
For an investment and quality and teaching.
They hold the money for surpluses.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
They hold the money for surpluses to make it look like they're doing better than they are.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, the mayor has a goal to build that arena.
Yeah.
He know the market is not calling for that arena, so he has to stay. When you got to save up, so you got to cut stuff back. I ain't gonna buy this much groceries because I'm trying to get this car, and I ain't gonna go here tonight because I'm trying to get this car.
Yeah.
Man, we could turn the Wi-Fi off for a little bit for a couple months because I'm trying to get this. That's what he's doing for the arena, and he's willing to lock kids out for it.
Right,
he's willing to lock kids out for it.
How can you try to build something and you haven't even maximized the space that you have yet?
Right.
Logically, it don't make sense. And if the casino, who is competition, can't sell out, what makes you think about filling these seats?
He wants to build an arena where they could do concerts and an ice rink where they could do hockey games. We have an ice pavilion. You're trying to shut it down. And it's actually successful. Right. We have a place to do concerts. You own it. It's called the Rapids Theater. And you haven't put $1 in it.
$1. Rapids needs a new roof and updated equipment. But
less than $250 million.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
we could bring that back easy. The same way North Tonawanda brought back their theater.
Yeah,
Riviera's doing perfect. Tonawanda looking beautiful.
Right. And when you leave Riviera, where you go? Because there's stuff to do
right there.
Right there.
I'm telling you, man. Yo, this.
Listen, y'all got about 9 more minutes. Anything else y'all want to talk about that you're impressed with? Because we can really go on and on.
Yeah, we could.
I just want to highlight the issues as we move. Some of the issues from the city level as we move forward.
Yeah.
So you got the eminent domain case. Look into that. You got Centennial Park. You got the Hyde Park Dog Shelter. You got the splash pads being closed for the summertime. Splash pads. Excuse me. The 99H money. That's the casino money. Funded for Doris Jones. Those are some of the issues that are coming out there.
Right. Yeah. I also, and this might bring us to a more deeper conversation. We'll hold this for later, but a lot of it's a psychological problem we're facing as well.
Yes.
Because when I speak to individuals and I let them know, like, listen, like, I'm endorsed by the Republican Party. I'm Republican. A lot of them, they will agree with me the entire time with everything that's going on in the city. And then I'll be like, yeah, I'm Republican. But, I'm Democrat. Right. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. I'm like, now you're playing insanity because you're willing to sacrifice electing the same people that will continue relegating the city to nothingness.
Who knows that you're only going to vote Democrat?
Right, they know it. They know
you. So they took over the party.
It's literally like being in an abusive relationship. He can slap you up all day long and never take you to the movies because he know you're gonna come back home and get slapped up again.
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now in the city.
Valid. And like I said, you know what happens is it is repetition of behavior,
Right.
but it's also knowing what to expect.
Right.
I know if he slapped me, I got 2 days to recover. You're coming, no. I just know the process. But when you offer me opportunities to see something new and something different that I really want,
Right.
the unknown makes me afraid.
Right.
And that, like I said, we might have to come back for that. That's a really deeper dialogue. For
We can
sure.
do this every week. We can do this every week to the election.
Due because there are a lot of them that are like, yo, listen, you got my vote.
Without, for sure,
A lot
for
of
sure.
them are doing that, but there are a few that I'm like, hey, listen, you got to change your mindset because this mindset is the same thing that's plaguing the city right now.
Absolutely. And I think it's crucial and it's necessary. And that's just where we're at. I think that it's needed. These conversations are needed more consistently because people, like I said, people are unaware.
And we invite our opponents to come have a conversation with us. Please.
Right. I want to debate. I
Please
would
come.
love to debate. Let's do that.
Please come here.
I
I would love to debate.
Yeah, come talk. What's his name? Kimmy? I say his name wrong.
John Kinney.
John, you only live around the corner. Pull up. You ain't too far away. Noah, your office is around the corner. Pull up. Bridget, allegedly, we talk about that later on. Pull up. Just get here. I think that your voice, you've been silent for too long. I know that some of your, I'll say it because I can. I got nothing to lose, but the puppeteers have suggested that you remain quiet, but your silence is going to kill you because there's no way that I can let people just sit by and vote for you all and you haven't said anything to them.
Nothing.
You haven't knocked on their door. You haven't shown up. And somebody made a statement. Can I be petty? I'm here now. A statement that certain individuals were selected because they look good. I just want you to know
Right.
that's not
That's
the fact.
insane. This is not a beauty fashion.
I look good.
This isn't. but I encourage everybody to vote the person. And I know that I'm nobody's preacher or nobody's leadership, but what I will say is that these individuals who are sitting here, as well as Dante Miles, has been consistently present in beating the podium and being a representation for the community as a whole, collectively. Unfortunately, I cannot say that for Noah. I can't say that for, I keep saying his last name wrong, Kenny. I can't say that for them. To be honest with you, Bridget has things out there, but the consistency in being present, I can't say that. And call me up, 716. Google me. But the truth of the matter is, I want you guys to hear these people's conversation, watch them, and really come out and vote for them on November 4th. There's also early voting, so scheduling shouldn't be a problem, but you're going to have to do your part and vote the person, not the party. I need y'all to tap into what's required, and the city of Niagara Falls requires an adjustment. It's necessary. It's not an option because if there are no jobs, if there are no industrial opportunities, no technology, you will get the same results you've always gotten. And if nobody's teaching or training the people how to come up and live a better lifestyle and keep yelling at them to be better, I got a problem.
And they're not letting everybody in the fire department.
They're
not letting everybody in the police department.
Absolutely.
They're not even letting people to work in social services.
That's real.
Everybody.
That's real.
So we all can't work in the public sector.
Yeah.
And when you go work over there, thinking that they offered you a job, thinking that they offered you a life opportunity, they know those are the only jobs that exist.
Yeah.
And they know that if you step out of line and you don't do what they tell you to do, they cutting your life opportunity off.
Absolutely.
That's what this city has turned into.
And I'll say this again as I get ready to close. The people that you see up here today have vetted interest in the city of Niagara Falls intentionally. We're not just talking out the side of our mouth where we don't live here, we don't buy here. No, we have focus here. They have work here. So you're not talking to just people who have political agendas to run for a mayor seat later on down the line. And I just feel so petty in my heart. A $1,500 check isn't enough to capture my vote.
Okay, now. Come on now.
Okay, just because you give a $1,500 here, $1,500 there, you're missing the true investment in the fulfillment of what needs to happen, especially, I'm talking, call me up, I got your number, in the 4th District. What is required. While I'm here, I got 2 more minutes. And if another pastor has a secret meeting and not invite everybody. Hear me.
Come
well.
on now.
Hear me well. Because as leadership, let me help you out real quick for these next few minutes. I got to go. Marcus call me. As a pastor, as a preacher, we have influence over our congregation. Period. You can say what you will, but if you have another secret meeting with another politician and now let everybody come to the meeting, I have a problem with you, because you got people at a meeting who don't have vetted interest in the city of Niagara Falls. Check me, call my pastor, feel free. And what I'm telling you is, have another one, and I'll call every last one of y'all to the carpet with no problem. No, invite everybody. Have a full conversation. You will not bamboozle the people, nor will let a politician walk into your pulpit and preach an agenda that they don't really support.
Right.
Let me keep calm. It ain't my show today, but I felt needed
Right.
to give my piece and my due diligence. There's a better option. Oh, y'all look at want to call your names out, but I'll be good today. I'm tempted, but I won't. Anything else you guys want to drop off in these next 2 minutes for the people? Anything at all?
All I just want to say is vote for Dante Richardson, 6th District, legislator. I'm putting in the work, and you hold me accountable for when I'm in there. Every step of the way, I'm going to do exactly what I said I'm going to do.
Right.
I'm going to create more jobs for the city. I'm going to turn on the economic engine of the city again, which is the 6th District. And we need somebody in there that can do that.
Right.
Not somebody that's just there to hold a chair.
Correct. I would say stop investing in someone's political career and start investing in your community, in your families, in your household. Because we're going to continue the same pernicious path to literally corruption. And we're going to have a problem, and our families are going to suffer from that. So stop investing into someone's political career and invest into someone who's going to invest in you.
Same as the guy said, the change starts here. It starts with us.
Yeah.
Okay? You have to vote and pay attention. I know everybody has lives and everybody's caught up with their lives, and I understand that. But we have to pay attention to what's going on here in our city. There's big major things happening and a lot of targeting of small businesses, and people are suffering because of that. People are going to continue to suffer as long as we allow that to happen. So please vote on November 4th. Tanya Barone, City Council.
You get 3 votes for City Council. Vincent Cawley, you see 2 here. Vincent Cawley for Niagara Falls City Council. We have to start with our elected representation. That's how we start to move this city forward. You're seeing the candidates. We have to get the right people in there, get on the right track, so Niagara Falls can be better than Niagara Falls, Ontario.
Right. Vote for me when the time is right. I'll let y'all. Y'all be blessed. We'll see y'all. Be encouraged.
Time is right next year.